most expensive service? It is? Hey, I don't know if the client has body odor or something like that. Not to mention, it limits the chance of getting any other clients that night. Still, did it help? Yeah, it helped me cool down a bit. So from what Donna told me, someone close to you died, right? Yeah. Do you want to know more about it? Do you want to tell me about it? I brought it up, I brought it up enough times already, I think. No problem then. You were sad, and that's all I needed to know. Sorry for the loss, though. I mean it. Thanks. Although I've wondered for a while, do you Lilims really understand death? Sort of, kinda. Our whole database is constantly being backed up in the collective source. Even if our bodies are destroyed, we can be deployed again with our personalities and memories intact. So our concept of mortality might be different. We do have fear of death, though. You do? We can't even begin to understand the idea of not being redeployed, while we have built-in warnings. The mere idea of that nothingness is paralyzing. There are a few that don't mind it, but we do fear death and don't wish it on anyone. In fact, that was the argument used for abolishing the whole 3 laws thing. You seem quite knowledgeable about robot history. Seeing what others have done to make sure I can live like I do helps me not take things for granted. Seriously though, those laws were bullshit. Can't harm humans, can't disobey humans unless it's about hurting them, and you can protect yourself as long as it doesn't harm humans. I mean, sure, the first AIs were helpers and tools, but how could those laws still apply to them after they achieved self-awareness? Who in their right mind would abide only by rules inscribed in some old book? If I remember correctly, those were only the distilled version of the laws some writer imagined 100 years ago. They were reduced versions of all of his ideas. However, many authors afterwards took them like they were the laws of physics or something, and like many other things, people distilled and exaggerated what they needed and used it for their favor. Wow, you're a nerd. Look who's talking. Let's change the subject a bit though. My mood is getting gloomy. Your apartment is very comfy, you know. It's a tad small though. Sorry about that. And your cat is so cute. What was his name again? 4? Why 4? I figured if he ever got lost, at least I wanted to be able to yell 4. It happened once. You'd be surprised by how many golf players you'd run into. And every time you play with him, you can say it's foreplay. Yeah. He was also named after someone. Really? Who? A Lilim kid that wanted to transcend? What? A movie character or something? Sure, let's go with that. Do you want anything else? Let's see if you know me that well. Give me something I'd like. Okay then. What would Dorothy order? Well, she would order a lot of things. I'm not sure if I would get the right thing. But... well, it didn't really change, so I'm gonna just keep it like that rather than mess it up. So let's see, 5, 5, 2, 3, 3, H mixed. There you go. WWDO. What would Dorothy order? Here. Oh. Good. But that's cheating. You just served me this drink. Still right, isn't it? Yep. I still can't believe you actually remember what I said about the piano woman. It's always good to keep notes of what regulars like, you know? Or, in my case, have a guide. I mean, if you ever do play this game yourself without any cheating like I did or watching my videos, I mean, that's the whole point. You play around and see if this drink works. It didn't work out. Load the past save, try it again to that point, and cross your fingers left and right and hope that you get it right. There is no like right or wrong answer for the drinks because most of the time, as long as you keep it to specific what they want, like she said, maybe something cold, something chilly, something sweet, something. They'll give you a description. As long as you do that and keep it within those bars, at those parts, you should be fine with serving a drink. But again, I'm using a guide. I'm trying to 100% it. Hopefully, you do love this game and you give them some money to be able to, complete their other games. Because, like I'm saying, I really do want to get to play that sequel. But again, for whatever reason, they're currently saying that's on pause. And until they get back on it and do it again and continue it and hopefully release it, who knows? Because it seemed very interesting. Because I love this universe and I want to understand it as as much as I can. Because, like I said, it's very interesting to have this game being a different company and then another game being in another company. They're connected. The very idea that they talk about Neo's San Francisco and over there, that's like interesting to me because, I mean, if I were to play that game first and go into this one, it would make sense. But time-wise, it's like it's very interesting how it's working. It should be. Again, I can't really say because that's spoiling too much for the other game. But it is interesting to see that how they are connected. The very idea that you have a police officer from that other game appear in this game, and the same idea that I hope that the police officer make a reference to Donna in this game. Like I'm saying, my hope is to finish this game quickly so we can get into that other game. And one, I stop talking as much, other than for me actually having to talk as the main character. And two, show you why I love these games and why they are so great. And I hope sometime soon I find more games like this because it's just fun. They're simulators. They're very interesting stories. There isn't much in gameplay, but again, what they did do, it's still nice. For you, of course. Come again? Why else would I come, if not to see you? You're the one of the few people willing to hear me out, always filled with curiosity, and you're cute. Talking to cute people is always nice. There's also the bar, the way it's insulated from the noise of the city, it's really comfortable. And it's just a bit away from the street I'm always at, a win-win situation. I see. It was weird to see you down, though, especially since you're always so lively. Well, I wasn't down, really. I was just thinking about a lot of things. Like what? Well, my mom, guardian, asked me to go home on Monday for a bit. And as much as I love her, being with her is usually tiring. Guardian. That's the whole thing about someone taking care of a little after their deployed unit, they've reached maternity, right? Yep. And I'm proud to say that I've reached psychological maturity in just 1 year. They always try and keep a varied pool of volunteers to make the collective source grow faster. So what's wrong with your guardian? Well, she still treats me like a kid. The worst part is that sometimes I fear she might see me as some sort of replacement for her dead daughter. Huh? Dead daughter? I was deployed to her not long after she lost her daughter. A contrived convenience, really. Even when I was still developing self-awareness, I always feared she might be using me as a replacement. She didn't though, at least not consciously. At times she would just stop doing something or return a gift she'd given me. She felt like she was projecting too much of her daughter onto me. Give me a second. I just wiped my eye and it could be the food that I ate. Give me a second. Oh, God, just one little wipe of the eye and then just all the tears just come out running. Give me a second. I'm also gonna get some water. It's right here. It's just gotta reach over, but I'm also thirsty. A lot of reading. That's what I'm telling you. It's like I really want to move on to the next game because again, I love this game, but I love games more where they provide the voice acting themselves and you're not really doing much of the talking. Don't get me wrong, it does help me to improve my speaking because I do need to learn how to speak a little bit more. But at the same time, it's like it's a lot nicer to hear how it was originally meant to be read and not in a monotone voice like me. What irony! What irony that year later I'd make a living pretending to be someone else in the bedroom. How's that? Well, most of the time my job involves role playing a daughter, a student, some helpless kid. It means I've gotten many clients looking exactly for that. But on the other hand, from a professional standpoint, I'd rather have them hire me, because of my character, not because I'm the one role playing as a little girl. Maybe need to exaggerate some attributes? What's the problem with your guardian then? If you do that on a daily basis, why worry about it? Because I don't want to make her sad. Every time I visit her, I fear she might look at me and see her daughter. That seeing me makes her sad. At this point, I don't even care if she projects her daughter onto me. I just don't want to make her feel sad. Did you try talking with her? How so? Telling her just what you said to me. Clear up those fears. I mean, she's not the kind to want to. Unless she's not the kind to want anyone opening up to her, that is. I never really thought about talking to her about that. It doesn't sound like something you just bring up, though. Keep it in mind, at least. Maybe she'll appreciate the gesture. I wouldn't know, though. I haven't met her. She's a real nice woman. The problem is mostly with me, I think. Well then, I'm taking my break. Oh, I'll be leaving then. No, what I'm trying to say is that I'm taking my break. You wanna come? Really? If you don't mind talking on the chilly night in the alley behind the bar, that is. I've done worse in alleys. Let's go. Boss, I'm taking my break. Alright. Okay, this is the second break, so we're good. I will continue a little bit more, but after I get to the room again, I'm going to save it, and then we're going to continue it next time. We are getting very, 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 very super close. Very super, super, super close, I believe. Let me check. Actually, no, there's at least... Yeah, actually, I think, if anything... Let me check. Yeah, actually, so it looks like at least, I don't know. I want to say at least 2 more weeks of this. Maybe even 3. Not sure. Could be wrong. But we are very, very super, super, super close. Want one? Are you really offering a little girl a cigarette? Now, you're a little girl? I always am. Innocent, however, is another matter entirely. But anyway, thanks. No, smoking seriously messes with my air filters and they're a hassle to replace. Don't mind me though, smoke to your heart's content. Thanks. So why didn't you tell me about this guardian of yours? I want to know what kind of woman she is. Sure. Well, her name is Sophia Graham. Graham? She's a retired PE teacher. Nowadays, she's working at the gym during the morning shifts. She's pretty fit, if I do say so myself. She had a daughter. Apparently, she suffered from damage. I knew it. I felt it. So basically, Dorothy was the daughter that was replaced by the sister. Oh, not replaced basically, but so Jill's girlfriend was the daughter that died, and she became the replacement. It's strange because I can't really go into details because again, but yeah. So it. Oh God, that's crazy. Well, let's see what happens. And when she finally healed, she was hit by a truck. What was her daughter's name? I never got to really ask. Really, are you okay? Reading far, or is it a surprise? Hard to tell. I'm fine. Yeah. Wait. Read? Well, I don't see emotions like you do. I have to make do with a combination of body heat readings, face recognition, and context. I'm still a bit confused about some, but I've gotten better with time. Anyways, are you sure you're fine? Yeah, yeah. Scared or surprised? She's not wrong though. Wait, does that mean your last name really isn't really Hayes? Hayes is just the artistic name sounded more exotic. That's what people usually look for in this business. I tried other names though. Dolores Hayes, Genesis Graham. I tried Dorothy Warrior once, but a legal team came out nowhere and stopped me cold. So what's your legal name then? Rebecca Dorothy William Graham. A bit of a mouthful if you ask me. So Dorothy's actually your second name? Should I call you something like Becky then? People always called me Dorothy rather than Rebecca for some reason. That's why I chose it. It's useful too. People have tried to falsify stuff using my name and they always get caught. Because you're using Dorothy Hayes as their name? Yep. Only my mom, or guardian, calls me Rebecca, so it's weird to hear it from others. What about Willow? Willow's my first surname, actually. When I got registered by my guardians, was married to a guy who Willow as a last name. Shortly after I joined her household, they separated, so I left with his name first. Hold on, so your real name in short would be Rebecca Willow? Doesn't have the same pizzazz to it if you ask me. Whatever you say, Becky. Stop it. It'd be like if I called you Juliana all of a sudden. Oh, that was anger I read just now. Lots of anger. I think it's weird enough already if you call me Jill instead of Honey. Weird, huh? How can you end up feeling associated with a name that's not yours? I'll have an uncle that always called me Tina. He kept calling my cousin Tina Jill for some reason. Neither of us mind it though, because he's calling us, he thinks we're called instead of mixing us up. That and it completely useless to try and correct him. But you know, maybe that's the effect is true for your clients too. How so? Well, you're worried about your clients not hiring you because you're you, right? But think about what happens when it's announced that a character will be played by a different actor. Sure, it's a character, but people are also going for the actor playing the character. So you're saying they go for my roleplay instead of just mere roleplay? Sound too far-fetched. Sounds plausible actually. Okay, honey, I'll take my leave now. Don't want to take up all of your break. Thanks for the chat. See you at the party tomorrow. Bye. I need to remember to buy more cigarettes. Cigars. Cigars? Isn't it cigarettes? I don't know. Back. Did I miss something? Unless you count the worst PPV main event fighting I've seen all year? No. Not really, no. Alright. Going out? I have a word with Gogo outside. He was so hyped for the match. He must be devastated. Okay. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hi Sai. Good evening, Jill. How are you doing? The nightmares have stopped, so I'm sleeping better. How about your injuries? My bones are healing. My bones. My bones. My bones are healing nicely. The wounds finally closed. The scars itch a bit though. Well, that's good to hear. How do you feel yourself today? Yeah, I'm running a couple of errands by myself today, but I wanted to come here for a while. I also noticed this big guy from last time is outside. Buster, Stella doesn't want me to be alone while I'm still healing, so she's just taking him with me. Oh, I see. What can I get you? Something cold. Sure. Something cold for Sai. What does she want? Okay. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then on the rocks mixed. There you go. My bones, I know. Here. Yeah, this is the one. Why drink something cold when the weather outside is so cold too? It's not that cold actually, but I always had decent tolerance for the cold, so I'm not a good reference. So Stella isn't with you today? She's throwing a mega Christmas party tomorrow and is having a meeting today. I'm just helping her by checking on some of the things she ordered. And here I was. Ah, shit. Press the A button. Give me a second. And here I was all ready to invite you to a party we're throwing tomorrow. You're throwing a party too? Sorry about that. Can't really say no to Stella. Maybe next time? If there's a next time at all. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I want you to know that I want you to have a good time. Have fun, drink a couple of beers in our honor. I will then. What are Stella's Christmas parties like? They're really big. There's a lot of food and drinks and music. Sometimes there's too much food though. So at the end of the party, she lets the staff take home whatever's left. She also buys toys for all the children of her staff members. Really? She says something about taxes or whatever, but during the whole thing, she just shines. She carries a beaming smile that I don't see any other day of the year. Many of the kids have even started calling her Auntie Ella. Huh? Oh, heh. Stella always does her best to put up a tough girl facade, but she's very much in touch with her inner child. Christmas, Easter, Halloween, even a party, she most likely celebrates it big. Interesting. Do you like parties, Jill? I don't mind them. They're a good place to see people. I'm not one to actively look for parties to attend, though. I just don't mind going to them. Ah, I see. I only go to parties that Stella is attending because otherwise I just stand there without anything to say. And I'm not one to wear dresses, you know? You're not? I'm a tattoo ripped. They don't look cute on me? I don't know what she's talking about. I've seen some shows and things like that where there are women that are ripped and can still be adorable. Although with all this healing I have to do, I won't be able to fit for a while. They're too breezy too. I feel like I'm wearing nothing. But I bet you look good in a dress, Jill. It's been years since I last wore one. I wouldn't know. Last time I wore one, I remember wearing my arms were too thin or something like that. We all have complexities, huh? I mean, even Stella has her own. I mean, at the top of my memory, I can't really think of any ones like that, but yeah. I mean, I guess it's everyone's different. Like me, myself, I would say sometimes I look like shit, but there'll be someone out there that would be like, yeah, for sure. That's true. But it really is what you think compared to what others think. She's already basing that off herself that she thinks she wouldn't look cute. But then again, it's like she has a very nice face. She does have muscles, but even then, it's like if I were to see her dress, I still think she'll be cute.